Welcome to Rock Solid Productions, where in this video we are going to head to Eli Field in Monticello, Illinois for the 2018 July 1/5 scale off-road gas-powered vehicle race. Hey everyone, Gary here with Rock Solid Productions. I wish I had a better name for the event. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head. I'll have it in the title, I'm sure of that. So I'm heading right now to Monticello, Illinois, which is about 20 minutes outside of where I live, because I am what's called the race director for an RC car race, but it's not a normal RC car race. The race director, basically, I am the announcer, the MC, the referee, if you will, that oversees the event. I'm the one that makes sure the scoring goes through as it should, people's laps get counted, and then announcing the action as it's happening on the track. I try to do so in a very non-monotone fashion, by the way. That is a reference to one of our recent videos. Make sure you check it out in the upper right-hand corner as you're watching it, left-hand corner as I'm talking. So this event, this is the second year in a row that we've held it, and like I mentioned, this is at Eli Field in Monticello. It's the same facility we were at recently for RC Fest. I don't know if they've changed the layout at all. It may be the exact same layout that the 8th scale guys were running on. Now these vehicles, they are what are called 1/5 scale vehicles. That means it's 1/5 the size of the full vehicle. If you blow it up 5 times, you get a standard race car. The vehicles that we're going to be racing today are based on what's called a short course truck or a short course buggy, SCT, SCB. Now the short course truck, these are patterned after what you would find in like out on the West Coast in the Lucas Oil off-road series. I know that Robbie Gordon has got his series of race trucks that he puts on and promotes to. Back in the day, it was the Mickey Thompson's off-road stuff with like Ivan the Ironman Stewart, and a lot of those racers. You know, they go to the LA Coliseum, they go to what is it down in Georgia, whatever the big dome is down there. Here they go to Lucas Oil Filter Stadium. There's a bunch of stuff up in Wisconsin. It used to be called the Soda Series around Crandon. It's that type of vehicle. Now there's also the short course buggy, very similar to the truck, but open wheel. Now there's primarily 2 types of vehicles that will be raced today, both from kind of sister companies. Both of them actually are brands under the company that I work for. I work for a company called Horizon Hobby as my full-time job. Yes, I'm not a full-time YouTuber. But one of them it's called the 5IVE-T from Losi. And Losi is like if you are a passionate sport enthusiast, Losi is what you want to look at. They've got, the quality is really, really good. It's designed that it can take a beating if you're going to do what we call backyard bashing in the industry. Or if you're just going to go ahead and you want to do some casual racing with it, out of the box, it's ready to do that, but you can also upgrade it so that you can really take the performance to the next level. Now, the other vehicle that will be featured for the most part will be the Team Losi Racing 5B. 5T, truck, 5B, that's the buggy. Now, the Team Losi Racing moniker, that is our premium race brand. They run on gasoline engines that are anywhere from a 23cc up to, like I've heard guys with, 32, 34, 36cc engines. There's no engine limit from my understanding on this. Sorry, got a little bit of frog in my throat. Above and beyond that, they're 4-wheel drive. They do, top speed, you'll see about 40 miles an hour. Top speed is less important than basically acceleration and torque out of a corner. You'll see on the track, there's a lot of jumps where, you're on a straightaway for maybe 1 or 2 seconds, but you're constantly off power, on the brakes, trying to get up and over obstacles, that having that torque is more important than having that top speed. Everything on these vehicles that you're going to see here, they're customizable, they're tunable. You can change the damping and the shocks with different viscosity oils, change the spring rates, change the anti-roll bars, sway bars as we call them, camber, caster, toe in, toe out, anti-squat, pro squat, I don't know squat, the viscosity of the oil and the differentials. There's pretty much every single pretty much every single alteration you can make to a full-size race car, you can do to these things. These are high-tech race machines, just in a smaller scale. So pulling up to the track here, you can see on the left, that is the Monticello Railroad Museum. Actually, some pretty cool stuff there. Clowns to the left of me, corn stalks to the right. Actually, no. Trains to the left of me, corn stalks to the right. Here I am. So that's the big hangar there for Eli Field. Looks like Mr. John Adams is here with his vehicle. Do a little bit of off-road in the Sorrento. Yeah, how's that optical image stabilization working on my phone now? How about that, Samsung? So as you can see, I mean, we got people camping out here with fifth wheels and such. Got other guys back over that way. So let's do a track walk here. So this is the front straightaway. Right there, that's my home. That's where I announce from for the weekend. So cars and trucks are going to be coming down. Sorry for the wind noise. They're going to be barreling down here. Hard on the brakes, a little bit inconsistency in the track surface here. This was kind of a rumple strip section that's gotten flattened out. But coming around, hard right-hand corner, up over this jump here. You don't want to go too far because it'll shoot you past the start of the next corner here. Got a hard left-hand corner into what we're calling the TLR tabletop. But before we get there, if you look at the dirt, you can see how it's kind of got a black nature in parts of it. Not so much here, but there you can definitely see it. Rubber actually gets shed from the tires and impregnated in the dirt when it gets, we call this blue groove. When that happens, massive traction. So up over the TLR tabletop, you can kind of see the rutting that's happened here over the weekend. Guys are taking a couple different approaches to this. Some are just blipping the throttle, getting up here. Some are clearing it and downsiding it. There you can see the track again, a little bit more blue groove there. Over the first of 3 rollers. And the thing is, these are going to kick you off camber to, you know, kind of play with how you come around this corner here. Up over the second roller. Now, to this first set of doubles, there's a couple ways guys have been taking it. The fast guys are going one jump at a time. So we're going to go single, downside, single, and what that does is it sets you up for this corner here. If you try to clear it all in one jump, which these cars and trucks have enough power to do, what it does is it shoots you way past the turn-in point on this corner called the apex, and it basically blows the line. It actually costs you more time than it saves. Now we have the biggest jump on the track, the big double, and cars and trucks, they're able to basically peg the throttle right here, and it will carry them all the way over to about here. There's another roller again. Now these smaller rollers, these jumps, they're kind of designed to keep speed down. It also, coming over this one here, if you're to the outside, you get in this loose stuff here and there's no traction in any of that dust. Coming down the back straightaway, wide open, full pin. I think this is actually longer than the front straightaway. And we actually have, this is our starting grid that we have there. You can see the orange paint. Coming around here to a right hand, just a slight sweeper into a left hand kink. And with this 180-degree turn that you have here, you have this where it's built up that pushes the cars and trucks outside. You still get a lot of vehicles that come into this pipe way too tight. Hit that tire right there. So coming around out of the kink, again, a little bit of a washboard section. It's gotten pretty beaten down over the weekend. Slight rise to the dirt right there. Right hand kind of sweeper. Set yourselves up here for what we're calling the tractor tabletop, because there's a Cub Cadet tractor right there. Pretty easy to clear this one. Now, looking at the face of the jump, you can see how on that side it's kind of blown out. That side has more of a rise to it. So if you want to take a flatter approach, you'll go to this side. If you actually want to get some air, you'll go to the inside. Going to the outside will actually set you up for your right-hander after this a little bit better. So coming down the tractor tabletop, again, you can see the rubber that's been put in the dirt where it's grooved up. Through the chicane here, back on the straightaway, and then right here where we're about to point it out. So That bit of white there, that's a PVC pipe that's buried in the dirt that has a piece of wire in it that there's a, I'll show you the transponder in a second, there's a device mounted in the cars and trucks that every time you go past and cross this, it counts your laps for you. And that is a lap around the track here at Eli Field. Right. So that there, this is what we call the transponder, and that's plugged into your receiver inside the radio box here, powered by a receiver battery pack. And this, when the car truck goes over that loop I just showed you, this counts your individual lap times. So here in the pits at the 5th scale buggy blast, and this is, in the intro you guys heard me talk about a 5th scale truck. That's the 5th scale short course truck, the Losi 5IVE-T. And then this is the buggy. So a couple differences between the two. First of all, you can see on the buggy, open wheel design, and you've got the wing on the back. There's no wing on the truck, and you do have your full 4 fenders on there. For size comparison, what do we have that we can, well, there's just the size of my hand on the side. So you guys can kind of see.
Comparison, the best thing that works is doing this. I'm not the biggest feller, but I am 5'9".
So, and these are powered from, with gasoline 2-cycle engines, anywhere from a 23cc up to about a 32, I think is about the largest I've heard of people running. And same basic engine, powertrain, and everything in both chassis. The main thing is the buggy being a little bit narrower than the truck, a little bit lighter too, so generally speaking they'll be a little bit more nimble than what the trucks would be. Pretty much every component on these things are user replaceable too. So there you can see the engine. And it does have what we call a 3-diff setup. So there's a differential in the front that controls the difference in the speed basically as the car corners between the front tires. There's a center differential that basically adjusts the speed front to rear as the car corners. And then there's a rear differential. Other adjustments you can make on here, he's got some shock booties on here, but the shocks are fully adjustable. Camber and toe-in adjustments on the front. Fuel tank here. 2 massive, these are called steering servos. This is actually what turns the front wheels. Here's your throttle servo that actuates and opens up the carburetor, which is right there, and then actuates the brake, which is on there. Massive spur gear is what we call it. There's the pinion gear on the output shaft of the engine itself too. Does utilize, this is called a tune pipe, so a lot of times out of the box they'll just have a canister style muffler, kind of like what your lawnmower would have. This develops more power, more speed, also makes it sound like it's a pissed off swarm of bees. And then there are different compounds and tread patterns of tires too. Now these are OCM tires?
What's that?
OCMs?
Prolines.
Proline tires.
There's pin type, that's new Fugitives.
So I mean these, we get pretty high end on these. Kurt, what would you say you've got invested in your buggy?
In the buggy, $2,500.
And in the truck?
Retail, if you wanted to build that, about $4,000.
Okay. But you don't need to go that high. I mean, there's a guy who put a box stock truck 6th on the grid in the A main, and you are where?
Dead last.
There we go.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Well, it's just one of those things where money does not equal success. So no, a lot of times people think, oh, I got to spend all this money to go have fun. No, it's only as expensive really as you want to make it a lot of times. I say pretty much everything on these cars and trucks are tunable, including the tires. This tire here, that's the stock one that these trucks come with. The one on the right is an optional tune tire. You can see how the block pattern is different, and they offer different handling characteristics. The rubber is also a different compound too, so it could provide more or less grip depending on how you want to tune the car or truck. These also feature a beadlock style wheels so that you can pop this all apart, change out the foam that's inside here, go with the harder or softer foam, so that way you can change the handling of the tire too. A softer foam will give you more traction but have more rolling resistance as well, so it may not corner quite as fast, but you'll have more grip. A harder foam will maintain the profile of the tire better. It's like putting more air in your tire, but it'll provide less overall grip. if you do have any comments or questions, make sure that you leave a comment down below in the comment section. Where else would you leave a comment besides the comment section? You can also email me too at rocksolidmail@gmail.com. Or you can hit me up on Twitter at RockSolidStudios and Facebook at facebook.com/rocksolid. Now, if you do want to help contribute to the future of the program too, you can do so in a number of different ways. If you want to send stuff in, that's a cool way to do it. We do have our Teespring store as well, where if you want to get your hands on some Rock Solid Productions merchandise, you can check us out there. And as always, on our Patreon page at patreon.com/rocksolid. For as little as $1 a month, you get early access to all of our videos. And then, like I mentioned at the top of the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button too, along with that bell notification. That way, each and every time we upload anything from Who Rocks the Box, Switch It Up, to Clone Console reviews, and upcoming event coverage at different conventions, you'll be kept in the know with the latest and greatest going on here with Rock Solid Productions. I am Gary, this has been Rock Solid Productions, and I thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.